Okay, we're back and we're going to start now talking a little more in detail about vertical asymptotes. So a vertical asymptote is a vertical line that the function gets closer and closer to but will never touch. And if you remember from the prior video, that's our non-removable points. So this is the factor in the denominator that is not crossed out. Alright, so example 2 says find the vertical asymptote of the function. So again, the first thing we need to do is we need to factor. So we can't factor the numerator. The denominator I'm going to rewrite first as negative x to the third plus 9x to put it in descending order. Then I'm going to factor out a negative x, and that's going to leave me with x squared minus 9, which is a difference of squares. So we'll have negative x times x plus 3, x minus 3. We're going to cross out our common factors of x plus 3, and then that vertical asymptote is the denominator that was not crossed out, or the factors of the denominator. So in this case, I'm going to put VA for vertical asymptote. We did not cross out this negative x, so we're going to set that equal to 0. You would divide by negative 1, so x equals 0, so we have 1 there. We also have another vertical asymptote at x equals 3, because we're going to take this factor, set it equal to 0, you would add your 3, so x equals 3 would be your other vertical asymptote. And again, we'll talk about what that's going to look like in just a second with a graph. The next thing we're going to talk about is horizontal asymptotes. So horizontal asymptotes is going to be a horizontal line that your function gets closer and closer to, but will never touch. Okay, and this is just something you guys are going to have to memorize. So you're going to look at your original equation, the degree of the original equation. So if it's a smaller degree over a larger degree, your horizontal asymptote is going to be at y equals 0. So an example of that would be if we have x squared over x to the third, the degree is 2 here in our numerator, and our degree is 3. So it's smaller over larger, so your horizontal asymptote will be y equals 0. If it's larger over smaller, there is not a horizontal asymptote. So an example of this would be like x to the third over x squared. So again, there's larger over smaller. If for some reason they have the same degree, then you're going to write your horizontal asymptote as whatever your leading coefficients are. So an example of that would be if I had, let's just say x to the third plus 2x plus 1 over x to the third, let's do this, 2x to the third plus 4. The degree of my numerator is 3 and the degree of my denominator is 3. So you want to look at these coefficients. So 1 over 2. So our horizontal asymptote would be at 1/2 in that case. Okay, so let's look at a couple more examples down here on example 3. So it says state the horizontal asymptote. So the degree of the numerator is 2, degree of the denominator is 3. So this is small over large. So if you look back up here, small over large is going to be y equals 0. In example B, you have a degree of 1 over 1, so this is same over same. So this is when we're going to take those leading coefficients. So our horizontal asymptote will be at y equals 2/3. And then your last example, that's 5 over 3, so this is large over small. So in this case, there is not a horizontal asymptote. So you would just write none in that case.